No one teaches men how to live past 25, and it shows. One day you wake up 27 years old, you have a gym membership, you secured your job, you have weekends booked, and you even have a few people who look up to you, and yet you feel nothing. Let me introduce you to 3 men. We have Lucas, who did everything quote-unquote right. He graduated early, landed a stable job, bought a reliable car. He even managed to save a decent chunk of money by 25. But every morning he wakes up with a weight in his chest, not from stress, but from a quiet question. Is this it? Brendan is the opposite. He's a storm of motion, always on the next thing. Side hustles, crypto projects, gym routines, self-help rabbit holes. Every week is a new mission, every month a new identity. But none of them stick, and none of them feel quite like him. Then we have Aiden. No one really talks about him. He's a quiet guy. He moved to a smaller city after college. He works with kids, lives simply. He hikes, he journals, he reads old books. Most people think he's not doing much. But Aiden is building something, slowly, quietly, and with full intent and alignment. Lucas is stable, Brendan is busy, and Aiden is free. Most men become Lucas or Brendan after 25, because those are the only models we're shown, stability or hustle. But what we're not shown is the third path, the deliberate life. I was full of hope and dreams in my early 20s, and with seemingly limitless ambition, but I was also naive. When I landed my first job at 25, it was much less than desirable. The salary was low, the tasks were repetitive, I was overqualified, and it slowly drained me. Meanwhile, I tried every side hustle under the sun to become free. Online coaching, freelancing, posting to Instagram every day for a year, YouTube. Some brought quick wins, others taught me valuable lessons, but nothing clicked long term. I was chasing exits instead of building foundations. At 27, I landed a better job. That was a quote-unquote real promotion. A great pay raise, a nice office, a little more respect, but I still wasn't free, and worse, I was busier. I had less time, more stress, and no real ownership of my life. On paper, things looked good. I had the apartment, the schedule, the friends, the abundant dating life, the quote-unquote stability, but I could feel the misalignment creeping in. Like my life was a well-decorated cage. I wasn't lost, I was misplaced. And I started realizing, no job, no title, and no salary bump could fill that internal gap. The gap between the man I was and the man I knew I could be. That's when everything began to change. Between 21 and 25, you're told to explore, try stuff, grind, and figure it out. But no one tells you what happens when 25 comes, and you still feel confused. Here's the truth, you don't figure it out, you build into it. And if you're not intentional, that freedom to explore becomes a free fall. That is when Lucas locked into comfort, when Brendan buried himself in chaos, when most men chose passivity and called it figuring it out. But it wasn't from passion, it was from fear. Fear of being behind, fear of wasting time, and fear of committing to something and realizing it wasn't right. So they default to nothing and call it patience. That's how the gap becomes a trap, unless you do something different. By 25, most guys have already started lowering the ceiling. They still dream, but they don't expect anything from themselves. And the worst part, social media is warping our expectations. You see 21-year-old millionaires, viral success stories, guys with Lambos and jawlines and six-packs talking about their 8-figure businesses. You compare yourself to that and suddenly your slow, uncertain journey feels like failure. So you tell yourself, I'm too late. I'm not like those guys. I don't have the looks, the money, or the drive, but I've met men who built incredible lives from nothing. Some were broke, others depressed, most doubted themselves. What made them different? They didn't wait to feel ready. They didn't wait to believe they could succeed. They started anyway, scared, unsure, and underqualified. They acted as if success was possible. And with every aligned action, a cold shower, a rep in the gym, they collected proof. Proof they could keep promises to themselves. Proof they could improve. And proof they were becoming the kind of man who finishes what he starts. Belief isn't built through dreaming. It's built through data. And the data is in your daily behavior. They committed to a version of themselves they hadn't met yet, and every decision either moved them closer or further away. You can do the same, but only if you stop looking sideways and start acting forward. You don't need more information, you already know what to do. If you're expecting me to tell you, step by step, everything you need to do, I don't think that's gonna help you here. I don't think you need more information. You already know what to do. Sleep 7 hours minimum, lift weights, eat real food, write down your thoughts, do deep work, cut out toxicity and junk from your life. The internet calls them habits, but they are really not just habits, they are identity anchors. Every time you do them, you reinforce, I'm the kind of man who chooses growth, even when it's hard, and especially when it's boring. That's what makes you dangerous. Just relentless alignment between who you say you are and what you actually do. That's how Aiden broke through. He didn't have a perfect plan. He had reps, hundreds of small, imperfect, embarrassing reps. saying no when it was easier to say yes, pushing through even when progress felt invisible, and walking his own path even when no one applauded him. Aiden didn't wait to be ready. He became ready by living like it was non-negotiable. And slowly, his environment caught up to his self-respect. He attracted better people, landed bigger opportunities, and felt less like an imposter in his own life, because he was finally living in alignment. You don't need 100 new strategies. You just need 5 non-negotiables, and the discipline to repeat them like your future depends on it, because it really does. You don't necessarily need more courses, you just need more proof that you're becoming someone you trust. Everything else flows from there. The shift starts when you trade your Saturday nights for your Sunday mornings. The Saturday nights are loud, filled with quick dopamine and distraction, while the Sunday mornings are slow, grounded and honest. And that's where your actual life begins. You don't need to be a monk. You don't need to delete Instagram. You just need to stop avoiding the silence, the stillness, the part of you that already knows what to do, if you'd only stop numbing it. Most men sleepwalk through their late 20s, not because they're lazy, but because they're disconnected. They have bodies but no self-respect, money but no meaning, and freedom but no direction. They wonder why it still doesn't feel like enough. If that's you, you don't need another 5 a.m. routine or hustle hack. You need clarity. You need to look in the mirror and ask, am I proud of the man I'm becoming? If not, you gotta change something for your own good. Not everything at once, just one thing. And if you stick to it, the rest will follow over time. So live deliberately, move with intention, and build something you'd be proud to wake up in, even if no one was watching. Because after 25, you don't need more goals. You need a direction.